Hi, I'm Catherine from Catherine Learns Stuff. Today I'm going to walk you through how to make this TNT backdrop. This is great for kids who love Minecraft, so let's jump in. The supplies that we need for this craft is I've created a template that you can use, or you can create your own. I just created this in Excel, and you can get a copy of this TNT template on my website for free. I left a link for that below. And you're going to need a bunch of red construction paper cardstock. I'm using a 60-pound red cardstock, and the way that I've designed this is that typically each strand is going to have about 10 to 12 boxes of TNT on it. And one sheet of cardstock is going to give you 6 TNT boxes, just the way that I've designed this, because I've designed it so that it's a 4x4 sort of. So you're going to have cut this in half, and then this is going to be 6. So each piece will be 6. And I find that when you're putting this on doorways, a good number is to have 4 or 5 strands on the doorways. So if you're doing 4, you'll need 8 sheets. If you're doing 5, you'll need 10 sheets of red cardstock. We also need some glue to glue these together. We need some ribbon. I'm using green because I've run out of green, and green's kind of a Minecraft color. And then we'll need our glue gun, as well as we'll need a paper cutter to cut this quickly. So now that we've got all of our supplies ready, we can jump over and start to cut this up and assemble this. The first thing that I want to do is I want to cut out my TNT sheets. And so I've designed these so that there should be a little bit of a gap in between each layer, and that way they will come out sort of nicely. Now you can just fold this in half if you'd like to make sure that you're cutting right down the center, but I'm just going to eyeball this, and I'm just going to quickly cut these all so that they will be nice and straight, except for that one there, which I bent halfway through. And so I'm just going to quickly cut these all, and we'll reconvene in a moment. Once all of our TNTs are cut out, it's time to cut out the red cardstock. Each sheet of TNT is enough for one strand that we're going to be making, but we're going to again need 2 sheets of paper for each strand, so 2 sheets of red. Now I've designed these so that they're halfway through, but I'm not good at eyeballing halfway, so I got to measure this out just to make sure that I don't mess this up. So bear with me for a second. I just need one spot to mark this off on. It's going to sort of look like this on each sheet, so we just need to make sure that we're marking this the right way. So in order to make each of these boxes the same size, we want them to be 3 2/3. Now obviously that's not like a super easy number to calculate, but we're just going to sort of guess at that closest on my ruler so that we've got this into 3 sections. So bear with me again, I'm going to measure these out at 3 2/3 for each box, and then I'm going to cut those out as well. Okay, now I know these aren't perfect squares, but they're good enough because children aren't going to notice the difference. What we're going to do now is we're just going to glue on each piece of TNT cardstock, printed paper onto each piece of cardstock. So I'm quickly going to do that with my glue. Now if you want to, you can use tape instead of glue. I'm a fan of glue, so I'm going to just use it with glue. I now just simply glue and keep going. Now that all of my TNT boxes are done, what I need to do is start to attach them to ribbon. Now I'm going to attach them to green ribbon because I've run out of red, so they're just going to be attached sort of like this onto pieces of ribbon. Now I'm going to be using hot glue for this activity, and I like to do I need about 7 feet of ribbon per strand, just because that's how much space I need for my doorways. You can do more or less depending on how tall your doors are. I typically recommend you have like about 1.5 feet off of the bottom of the floor, and then you want about 1/2 foot up above the door frame to hold it onto the door. And so I'll need about 7 feet. You can use any color you'd like, and I like to sort of space them like 1/3 to 1/2 foot apart from each other so that there's kind of a lot of them on the strand. So I'm going to quickly measure out a whole bunch of ribbon and get this part of the project started. Now when we're doing these, we want to make sure that the TNT is all facing the same direction so that it's not upside down when we're putting this onto our strand, because it's not TNT upside down. So just keep that in mind when you're making these. So I'm going to line them all up and get them flipped over and ready to add glue to them. Okay, so I'm simply going to put some glue onto each of the backs here, and then I'm going to attach my ribbon onto it so I can get my glue to cooperate. It was hot a second ago, and now it is not hot. Now, normally when I do these, I only do the one side, but since this is a TNT box, I'm actually going to put the second half, I'm going to put the red TNT on the opposite side as well, just so that I have a more 3D effect of these, because these are supposed to be sort of cubes, right? So bear with me as I get the next set ready, and I'm going to do these ones backwards because I need to make sure everything lines up the way that it's supposed to. Now again, I'm just going to put it onto the ribbon. And now I need to make sure that the TNTs are all facing the right direction. This is up. Alright, now I've got TNT on both sides, so when this is hanging up on the wall, on the door frames, this will be a TNT box from both sides visibly. So I'm going to continue doing this for the rest of my strands and the rest of my TNT, and we will meet up in a few moments again. And there you have it. We've successfully completed making our TNT backdrop. I hope you've enjoyed this project as much as I have. Let me know if you tried it out in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy crafting!